How are you there? I think those of you who follow me now know that I hate liars and I hate deceivers. And I don't like it when people are being deceived and people are being lied to, being taken for a ride. The current configuration, the current lie, deception in the Harare elite. Remember, when I speak about Harare elite, I include ZANU PF and Triple C. Unlike other commentators who think, who by now still think that we are fighting ZANU PF using Triple C. I've already passed that stage because I know that they're all in it together. The one who is hoodwinked is the ordinary Zimbabweans. The current lie that is being propagated, spoken through the Triple C spokesperson, is that SADC is going to force the Zimbabwean government to do a re-election. Now, let me help you there. There will be no re-election in Zimbabwe. And SADC cannot force ZANU PF to have a re-election. SADC is just a group of countries in the region that come together. It's not like in the United States of America. SADC is not a federal leader of the region. It's just a group. Each country is sovereign. They cannot tell Zimbabwe what to do about this election. They might sanction Zimbabwe as individual countries, not as SADC, because there is no united king in SADC that can speak against Zimbabwe. It's just a group. So to be lied to by corners of Triple C that SADC is going to push an election, whether ZANU PF wants or not, is a lie because he wants to push the ball down the line to make you Zimbabweans think that something is happening when there's actually nothing happening, to keep on feeding you hope here. There is no re-election that SADC can push, and there's no re-election that ZANU PF is going to accept. And even if ZANU PF would accept such a scenario, what makes you think ZANU PF will not rig the election as it did last year? So the whole idea of there's a re-election, especially coming from a Triple C, is coming from an idea from an organization that has run out of ideas on how to keep on hoodwinking the Zimbabweans. I tell you the truth, what Zimbabweans need to do is to wake up and smell the coffee. Nelson Chamisa and ETA taking you for a ride. Unless you Zimbabweans rise on your own without using Triple C, you never go anywhere. Because the failure test, or or rather the stumbling block, is Nelson Chamisa himself and Triple C. I know that's a highly unpopular statement, but I'd rather stick to the truth than try to be popular. I see the Triple C pundits, those who still believe in Nelson Chamisa, think that this is what is going to happen. It is not going to happen. As we can realize that I am one who is not afraid of going against the grain, especially in the case of Zimbabwe, where month after month, year after year, people have been lied to. They have been misled in the opposition, because the last time we had an opposition was actually Morgan Tsvangirai. Morgan Tsvangirai died with the revolution. The Triple C boys are wasting people's time. And unless Zimbabweans recognize that, perhaps something is going to brew. But if you Zimbabweans still hope Chamisa, thinking something, Chamisa, and it's not even funny because it is true. And people have given up hope. And I do understand those that have given up hope. And I will tell you, one of the problems that we have is a lack of community. The reason why Triple C is able to do what it does together as ZANU PF against everyone is because we ourselves as Zimbabweans, we lack a sense of community. Our selfishness is on a high level. That selfishness causes us to be unable to come together. Extreme competitiveness, okay, contentions cause you to think if someone is doing something and is about to succeed, you are bothered. You want to bring that person down because you don't want them to be better than you. your ideology or your idea of life is that you should be better than everyone else, and you must not see anyone better than you. Even if they are working together with you, you want you to be the one on top, and that's why it's killing our community. So our community is not only killed by ZANU-PF and the Triple C Alliance, or the United States or Britain, whoever. It is killed by our lack of love for each other. Love is action. It's not a feeling. It's even going through pain and doing things that may seem to be having no reward. Like what I'm doing right now. This is love. There's no reward for me to come against Triple C and ZANU-PF. There's no love. There is no, what can I say? There's no political mileage that I'm gaining. In fact, I'm only going to get insults. But it's the right thing to do. If you love people, tell them the truth. You don't lie to them. You don't tell them that chete chete chirukupinda. Like one autism corners is, what is his name? The Mkwanazi guy, the Triple C spokesperson, lying to the Zimbabweans that we are going to have a re-election. He's lying. Okay, that's not love. That is deception. He's deceiving people. Even Chamisa is deceiving people. That's not love. And the people who support Chamisa vocally know very well. Must say, oh, most of them. Anyway, I've come to realize that they are all deceiving people, and they know they're deceiving people. That's not love. And when we come and tell you the truth, which is love, that truth is painful. It's difficult for you to overcome the fact that you have been following a lie for so many years. It makes you feel like there's something wrong with you, but I will have to tell you, there's nothing wrong with you. You thought that there is an opposition, but it turns out there isn't. And the proof is in the pudding. I do not know if someone has argued with me. I'm going to take you to the pudding and say, take a look at all the year after year what Triple C and MDC has been doing. And you are telling me that that is an opposition that wants to take ZANU-PF out of power. Now, my people, let me help you. There's no opposition in Zimbabwe. And by the way, there is no political elite that want to lose their political power. Their hold on power, they will never share it with anyone. If you want power in Zimbabwe, Chris Mtswanga always tells people. Chris Mtswanga told people in London that if you want the power, just like we got it, we went to the bush. If you want power, do what we did. That is what Chris Mtswanga told the Zimbabweans. I'm not saying go to the bush, and I'm not even telling you what to do, because it's not part of this channel to tell you what to do. I'm opening your mind so that you yourself, as a Zimbabwean, begin to figure it out on your own. But one thing I can tell you, no one is going to give you freedom on a platter, Zimbabwean. There is no country or people who are going to say, oh, poor Zimbabweans, you have suffered for so long. Let me grant you freedom. No one is going to do that. Whoever is going to carry us forward, obviously not Chamisa, will have to go and do what they have to do, even without telling us, even without warning us, even without expecting us to support that person. Just go to what God has put in your heart, son, and set the country free. It is most likely that many people that claim to want to set the country free don't want to set the country free. They just want to take power from ED and keep it for themselves and carry on doing what ED is doing. Because, come, let's face it, if Chamisa or me took over the country, what would stop us from doing what Nangagwa is doing? After all, the Zimbabweans are happy with the situation, or if they're not happy, they are not effective in changing the situation, even as a people. If I become president of Zimbabwe tomorrow, what will stop me from just stealing, just like ED? Don't build roads, don't build schools, we do nothing. What are you as Zimbabweans going to do? I'll tell you what you will do. Nothing. Just like you are doing nothing with ED doing what he's doing. Even if Chamisa becomes president and he steals like a hell, what are you Zimbabweans going to do? Nothing. Just like you're not doing anything now. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this so that we can begin to think about either doing something about it now or forever hold your peace, and let those who are going to do something to do something. For I do know there is other people who know what to do to set the country free. And I encourage them, don't even tell us what you're doing. Go ahead and do it. I give him a blessing. Whatever is in your mind, that God blesses in your mind. Because as I've been giving you this analysis, the people might never come to your rescue, even if you fail to do what you're doing. No Zimbabwean is gonna come and rescue you. Hey, listen. Take a look at Job's color. How many Zimbabweans are on the streets demanding Job's color's release? None. Even Chamisa himself, Chamisa is so happy that Job's color is in prison because it's less competition for him. Do you understand? So, son of God, if God put something in your heart, don't wait for me. Don't wait for a prophecy. Okay. Paul said that hey, this is my favorite verse. My Bible is very far. Actually, this is my favorite verse. Here's my Bible. I want to read this verse. Yeah. I want to read this verse. So I want to read it from the Bible so that you don't say I'm talking things that are not there. Yeah. Yeah. Galatians. Galatians chapter 1. Where does it start? Yeah. Let's start from verse 11. I might have started too early, but let's start there. Galatians 11. Galatians 1, verse 11. Going forward. I want you to know, brothers and sisters, that the gospel I preached is not of human origin. I did not receive it from any man, nor was I taught it. Rather, I received it by revelation from Jesus Christ. So if God gives you an idea of how to set Zimbabwe free, that idea did not come from me or man, but came from God. Now, let's go on. For we have heard it of my previous way of life in Judaism, how intensely I persecuted the church of God and tried to destroy it. I was advancing in Judaism beyond many of my own age among my people and here and was extremely zealous for the traditions of my fathers. But when God, who's oh Jesus, this now is my favorite part of the Bible, favorite verse of them all. Besides Zechariah 4, the one about Zerubbabel, and God giving Zerubbabel the scepter to rule. This one also is my favorite. This is Galatians 1, verse 15. But when God, who set me apart from my mother's womb and called me by his grace, was pleased to reveal his Son in me so that I might preach him among the Gentiles, my immediate response was not to consult any human being. I did not go up to Jerusalem to see those who were apostles before ours, but I went into Arabia. Later, I returned to Damascus. Me too. I'm already speaking with the Arabs. I'm already dealing with the Arabs in the Israeli war. I did not go and ask my pastor what he thinks about it. You see, Paul did not go and ask those that were known to be the priests, like someone Peter, John, Andrew. No. God dealt with Paul, and Paul took the word of God and went ahead. What am I saying? Don't go and look for Chamisa. Don't go and look from Nangagwa or don't go and look for the United Nations. Don't go and look for USA. Don't go and look for UK. Son, do what God has put in your heart. For I will read this verse for you. Galatians 1, verse 11. But when God, who set you apart from your mother's womb and called you by his grace, was pleased to reveal his Son to you so that you might preach among the Gentiles, your immediate response should not to consult any human being. Do not go to Jerusalem. Do not go to Harare. Do not go to New York. Don't go to London. Don't go to Beijing to consult those who were politicians before you, but go straight into the streets of Harare and to Bulawayo, to Maswingo, to Gokwe, and then later return to the State House. Do you understand? That's what you must do. The salvation of the country is going to come from wherever it's going to come, through whichever means it comes from, by people who are going to use all sorts of devices that they will use for the purposes of the Lord. And it is God who's going to be directing them. And I want you to know, don't go to people that are respected. Don't say, can I tell you Chamisa? No. Musayendu kuna Chamisa. I told you he's already taken by the regime. Musayendi. Don't even look for his approval. Even if you still love him, even if you still agree with him and you're not in agreement with me, don't go to him. Don't go to anyone. Do what God tells you to do. Whatever it is. The Lord is with you. Holy is God. Have a great day.